Lessons I Learned from My Father is a son's intimate account of all that lies behind the towering legacy of the beloved Gordie Howe. Murray Howe joins us this morning to give us a glimpse, at the man behind the legend and what we can learn from his incredible life. And man, was it ever, you do such a beautiful job in this tribute.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, I loved my father, and I idolized him. And when he passed away, we had such a huge hole in my heart, and I wanted to do something really to honor him and keep his legacy going and what he stood for. And so I woke up on Father's Day and said, what can I give to him? I said, why don't I put down everything that he stood for and share it with the world? And what's been amazing in this process is that it turns out that everybody is now sharing my father with me, all their stories, and I feel like he's living on through that.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So it started in writing his eulogy, and you said there's so many stories I need to tell here.
Yeah.
And man, what pressure it is to put that in a book, and you do it beautifully for your dad and your mom. So let's talk about the fact that you said he would be a hero to you no matter what, even though he's considered the world's greatest hockey player.
Right.
Off the ice, you were just as inspired, if not more so, by the man that he was and the father that he was.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that.
Yeah, he was such a unique person. He was the most patient person ever. I never saw him raise his voice in his entire life. I don't know any human being who can say that. He just was so calm, so full of joy of life, and it was almost like he had a freeze frame switch on time. For him, he never rushed anywhere. If he was doing an event, he would always get there way early and help set up the event, with people and just see how he could be helpful. And if he met you, he would make sure you were the only person on the planet at that moment, and he would make it a wow moment for you that you would never forget. So it was just a phenomenal, example for all of us to follow, to just never lose sight of really what's right in front of you.
And that he was a humanitarian first, whether it be small things like carrying somebody's groceries or shoveling the driveway. He was that guy to do that in big ways and small. And you say his mom played a huge part in who he was.
She did. My grandmother was amazing, and when you look at Gordie Howe, the man, the humanitarian, he really was a carbon copy of my grandmother that way. She just was completely dedicated her life to everybody around her, especially her children, just working with very little resources. And so my father knew that he was so loved, and he saw the example that she gave in terms of giving of herself to everybody, and he felt that love that she gave to him, and he spent the rest of his life trying to pay it forward for everything that she gave to him.
This is truly an ode to your father and to all fathers and sons and family bonds and what they should be like, and just being on the planet with one another and being good to one another, and that's how we should all live, and it's an inspiration. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more information, pleasure Murray. Be sure to pick it up, 9 Lessons I Learned from My Father. I think there's going to be a movie in the works. We already talked about this.
There we go. Yes,
I feel like it plays into a film. BreakfastTelevision.ca to get a copy of Murray's beautiful tribute, and thank you for sharing all of the stories.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.